Okay, so we start with the chapter one. The revolution is just begin. The revolution is for e-commerce. Okay, so you can now see that e-commerce has developed in recent years in Vietnam around 6 or 7 years. However, in the world, it's appear like Amazon was established around 1995, around nearly 30 years ago. Okay, and with the development of internet and smartphones, they created the new business models. Okay, using social technologies. So now you can use social networks like Facebook and Instagram to support for the business, and many users can support for the content, and they provide many services. You can see that we have several e-marketplace, right? And we got several like new business models such as Airbnb, you know Airbnb, right? And um, Grab or Ubers, etc. So they using technologies to transform the business model. Okay, and nowadays we can afford for the high-speed internet easily with the reasonable price, and most of everyone they can afford for a smartphone as well. So you can see that in the first 15 years of e-commerce, it's just the beginning, and it will be growth rapidly, okay, and changing. And of course, technology create the disruptive business trends and create new opportunities for everyone. Okay, you can see that now many people they become the influencer, the KOL, etc. Right, and they can many new startups they utilize technologies such as AI, big data, or blockchains, and they can earn a lot of money. So what exactly is e-commerce? There are several definitions of e-commerce, but basically is um, the usage of internet and technologies to make the transaction for business. Okay, so you can see that if we define it more formally, we say that it's digitally enabled commercial transactions between organizations and individuals. So what's the difference between e-commerce and e-business? For e-commerce is the focusing on the transaction. Okay, e-business is a broader concept. Okay, e-business including e-commerce activities, and it has some of external activity like how to utilize information system to support for the digital transformation process as well. To okay to and they can enhance the decision making or collaborate with your clients. So this is about e-business. So why we study e-commerce? Okay, so I believe that most of us know about this, right? So e-commerce is different and it's very powerful than the previous technologies. And of course, we can reach the large numbers of audience or when we go in online, okay? And it have a lot of advantages comparing to the brick and mortar model. You know, brick and mortar is a traditional commerce. Next one, we talk about the Web 2.0 here. What Web 2.0 is the second generation and a little bit different with the Web 1.0, which is appear around uh, around 20 years ago. Okay, so in Web 2.0, we could not have like social medias, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We got nothing if we don't have Web 2.0 technique behind that. So let's say about what is the difference between Web 1.0 and Web 2.0. In Web 1.0, it's the old generation. So in this is the website, and just only the admin can post or generate the content for this website. So, okay, so that's in Web 1.0. For Web 2.0, everyone can generate or create and share the contents or reviews. We see that more users they can post, like you post some photos on Facebook or Instagram, etc., or the clips to TikTok or YouTube. Okay, so that's about Web 2.0. And they can build online communities. You can create the groups or create the fan page, generate the followers, etc. Even we can use to create virtual lives as well. Okay, so you can see that this is the example of virtual lives. Let's see this website, we call that the Second Life. So it's if you have time, you can take a look at that. It's a game to create the virtual life, and it's got the very similar activities to the real one. And we got several, those are the samples using Web 2.0, Wikipedia, LinkedIn. I believe that most of you using LinkedIn here as well. Flick, Facebook, etc. Next one, we talk about the types of e-commerce. Okay, so we can classify by the market relationship and or the technology used. So we have the first one, we have the B2C, stands for business to consumer. Okay, we are quite familiar with this one. So it's a business between a company and consumers. The next one is a B2B. Okay, so we have some platforms such as Alibaba, Amazon. So that's in the marketplace between organizations or companies. Okay, so the volume of the transaction here is quite huge. And last one is the C2C. Okay, if a user or the consumer they want to sell something, so they can post by themselves on platforms. Okay, so we have the C2C here. One of the famous websites for C2C is Craigslist, and I believe that you know some of the websites in Vietnam as well. So we will discuss in the discussion section. Okay. For the peer-to-peer here, by technology use, this means that it's one organization or people, they make the transaction together with another one. And the mobile commerce over here, or we can call M-commerce, just simply that we're using the mobile technologies, a smartphone with the 4G or 5G internet connection, and then we can use the apps like Shopee or Lazada to make the transaction. Okay, so we have the M-commerce. Okay, so let's briefly discuss about the internet. It's appeared around in 1960s, and it supports several services such as we can serve web, send an email, or transfer files and make the transaction now, like you using some of the like using Momo or PayPal to make a transaction, right? And it's growth rapidly. Okay. Many websites appear every year. Okay, you can see that the number of the website domain names increase. And this is show that the growth of B2C commerce. Okay, so you can see that increase rapidly until now. But that is just the beginning. It will be more developed in the near future. And this is for B2B commerce as well. So there's some potential and limitation of growth of B2C e-commerce. Usually, for in the past, the technology is quite expensive. But now I think it's more affordable, and it requires some of the sophisticated skill set to launch a B2C e-commerce. And maybe some other people, they got a persistent culture to on the physical marketplace. However, I think in this pandemic, more and more people going online, and many companies, they're also going online. Okay. Okay, so there's some vision of e-commerce, maybe for the computer scientists, for economists, or the entrepreneurs here. Maybe inexpensive in the future. It's more affordable technologies for everyone. Maybe you can see that now most of us can use 4G connection easily, right, with reasonable price. And for economists, you can see that maybe there's a perfect competitor market globally. Okay, so you can sit in your country and you can compete with another rivals in global. And we can search for information easily. Okay, so the search cost is lower and more transparency. Okay, most of the price is for the product description as appear online clearly for you. For the entrepreneurs, you can see that many opportunities I just mentioned about new business models such as Uber, Airbnb, and they become the game changer in the market recent years. And I make some predictions for the future. The technology will propagate through one of the commercial activity. Okay. This is just the prediction from some of the people, so we can just for our references. Okay. And we can gain a lot of profit on e-commerce. Okay. New startup ventures will emerge in new products and services as well. Okay, so you can call for the ventures for the capital support for the new startups, especially using the new technologies of blockchain and AI. The number of successful online store will remain, okay, than integrated online and offline. Okay, it's not just about fully online. Sometimes they have the both, right? Like many companies, they have the warehouse, they have the physical stores, and they have online store as well. Okay, so they have both to make more successful. Understanding the e-commerce. So we have a technology, a combination of technology, business, and society. So it's a technology is about digital computing, right? And communication such as the networks, Wi-Fi, etc. and businesses present new way to make the transaction or organizing products or the way the new business model to provide new services to the customers. For the society, we should respect to the IP, intellectual property, the copyrights. For example, you create the new songs on the SoundCloud something, so we should respect to that copyright as well. And individual privacy is very important, and have a lot of arguments recently when they use your personal information for their purposes. Okay. This just so that the revolution of technologies and some business application from 1950 until now. You can see that in back to 1950 is the mainframe. The computer is very huge in one room. Okay, and then they create a personal computer with the new technology with the chips are getting smaller, the IC, and now we can get the smaller devices like this, and then they get connected with the local network, and then the internet appear, okay, and they can connect more local network together, become a global network. The local LAN network is mean that is the internal network in maybe in your home or in your company locally, not connected to another one outside. Okay, so with the internet, we have the cloud computing and the mobile digital platforms nowadays. Okay, so you can see that more the new smartphones and connected with the cloud computing as well. So they can get many services from cloud computing. All right, so this is the discussion. We should discuss about the privacy online. So is e-commerce any different than traditional markets with respect to privacy? Okay, so the merchants always want to know their customer, and how do you protect your privacy on the web? Okay, so you can answer this question after the class.